And then, actually, you know what? How it really starts is, you might have heard this story the other day, but we had a high school friend by the name of Jody. She went to this school and she went out with a guy named Daniel Norm. Daniel Norm was the bad boy. He was the older, so we were like 14. He would have been like 16 or 17 by now, and he was the bad boy, already been locked up in juvenile justice centres. And she always talked about her boyfriend, but she didn't really know what he did. She didn't know that he did all these burglaries and he cut safes and he done all these fucking robberies. She didn't know. She just knew he was a bad boy and that was her boyfriend. Well, we meet this guy. He finally gets out. She introduces him to us. And we just happen to be driving around in these fucking stolen cars. And he's come out of boys' home, seeing us driving these stolen cars. And he's like, fellas after my own heart, I think we can be friends. So he befriended us, me and my few mates. And then somehow we end up meeting the guys that taught him everything he knew. So there was these four brothers. Three of the brothers were in prison already for doing like robbing bank safes and cracking bank safes. They, big operation. They got caught, had to do a whole heap of jail and jail. But the little brother, so he would have been, maybe 14, 15 when the older brothers go to jail, and then now he gets to like 21. And then he's 21, we're only 14, 15, 16, 17, Daniel, and he meets us with the stolen cars as well. And he's like, fuck, you know what? These young fellas have got access to all the cars I could ever need. Because the guy that taught Daniel how to do burglaries, whenever he used to go do burglaries, he'd do them in his own car. And pulling up to burglaries in your own car, driving around in your own car, imagine you've got a boot full of tobacco and, the police pull you over and they want to, look in your car, whatever. You're in trouble. Hard to explain how they got in there, but if it's a stolen car, at least you can just dump the car, fuck off, and it doesn't come back to you. It's not your car, it's stolen car, safe as. Well, that was kind of the value, what he saw in us young fellas with access to stolen cars. So he decided as well, you know what, I'm going to latch on to these young fellas, and I might be able to teach them, because being a burglar, you need, it's hard. Very, very fucking brave man goes out doing commercial burglaries by himself. Usually in our crew, we worked in usually threes, if not fucking 4 or 5. But you'd have some of my bros, they only like to work 2 because you only have to split the money 2 ways. That's Harvey's. 3 gives you a little bit more safety because now you can take the 2 people you want inside the shop, do all the work, and you can have a third person at the door watching and keeping you safe. So you got to pay for that extra third, like a cut. So that extra third of a cut, in my opinion, is worth the extra safety. So I'm always keen to bring a third person. In my opinion, the best amount of people to take on an earn is 3. Depending on what earn, of course, but ideally you want 3. But hey, if you fucking hard up and you ain't got no bros and you confident and you think you can take care of your business on your own, big payday. So imagine imagine we go out, we make $15,000, 3 of us, $5,000 each. We're happy with that. We call that a week's wages in my business. So anytime we go out, the goal is to make a minimum week's wages. And in our world, that was $1,500 minimum. So whenever we went out, any time to go, doing robberies, that was the goal. Minimum come home with $1,500 minimum. But on average, we'd probably come home with, say, $2,000 on average every time. So that's like $6,000 we were stealing every time we went out. Every night we went out, we're going to come home with at least 6, if not to 10, 15,000, depending how lucky we get. But where I'm going with this is, when you split 6,000 2 ways, that's 3 each. You're not complaining if you make $3,000 in one night's work and you only work for 1 hour that night. Crowbarring a door open, running and grabbing all the tobacco, running out, throwing it in your boot, taking it to your fucking dairy owner, selling it to your dairy owner at $2 a packet. Boom, $6,000, easy money, done. Go home, don't have to work for another month. Come back next month and go, boys, anyone got any mahi or any work? Yeah, I found a fucking supermarket. Easy as, boom. Who's all around? there's a whole sheet of us all stoning, and we're like, yeah, but I'm keen. All of us, we're all signing up, you know. Next minute, there's fucking 10 of us going to this one and it's a funny feeling when you've got 2 carloads